If you actually understand life, really understand it, you'll see every decision you make is just probability based on your past experiences. That's why quitting is the dumbest move you can ever make. Because the moment you quit, you teach your brain that failure is acceptable. You reprogram yourself to fold when it gets hard. But when you push through, you shift your probabilities. You make success your new pattern. So never quit, never half-ass it. Because every time you go all in, you're not just fighting for the goal, you're rewriting your destiny. Most people never realize how dangerous repetition is, because the human mind is constantly learning from what you repeatedly do. Not what you say, not what you wish for, what you repeatedly do. If every time life gets difficult, you stop, delay, disappear, or run back to comfort, your brain starts treating quitting like survival. It becomes automatic. You don't even think about it anymore. The moment pressure shows up, your mind immediately looks for escape. That's why some people stay stuck for years, not because they're incapable, not because they lack talent, but because they unknowingly trained themselves to retreat every single time things became uncomfortable. And the scary part is, after a while, it starts feeling normal. Average feels normal. Fear feels normal. Excuses feel normal. Wasting time feels normal. Because the brain adapts to whatever pattern you repeat the most. But the same thing works in reverse. The moment you start pushing through difficult situations instead of escaping them, you begin changing your internal programming. Every hard thing you survive sends a signal to your mind. I can handle pressure. I can keep going. I don't break easily. That's how confidence is actually built, not from motivational quotes, not from watching successful people online, not from pretending to be confident. Real confidence is built through evidence. Evidence that you can struggle and still continue. Evidence that you can fail and still move. Evidence that pain does not control your decisions anymore. That's why disciplined people move differently. People think discipline is punishment. It's not. Discipline is identity construction. Every time you wake up early when you don't feel like it. Every time you keep working when nobody is clapping for you. Every time you stay focused while everybody else is distracted, you are literally building a new version of yourself in real time. And eventually, your actions stop feeling forced. They become who you are. That's why successful people often look naturally disciplined from the outside. What you're really seeing is years of repeated behavior becoming automatic. Their mind now expects effort. Their mind expects pressure. Their mind expects consistency. While most people train themselves to expect comfort. That's why two people can face the exact same obstacle and react completely differently. One folds immediately. The other adapts and keeps moving. The difference is conditioning. And this applies to everything. The gym, business, content creation, money, relationships, purpose. Every single area of life responds to repetition. The person who keeps showing up eventually becomes dangerous, not because they suddenly became special, but because consistency changed their probability of success. That's something most people never understand. Success is rarely one giant moment. Usually, it's small, repeated actions stacking on top of each other until the outcome becomes almost unavoidable. That's why persistence beats motivation every time. Motivation disappears. Feelings change. Energy fluctuates. But patterns shape destiny. And every single day, whether you realize it or not, you are programming yourself. The question is, what are you teaching your mind? Are you teaching it fear, excuses, delay, weakness? Or are you teaching it resilience, discipline, focus, persistence? Because eventually, your repeated behavior becomes your identity, and your identity becomes your future. So never underestimate the power of continuing, even when results are slow, even when nobody notices, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Something is changing. You are. Every time you refuse to quit, you are teaching yourself strength. Every time you continue despite discomfort, you are shifting your probabilities again. And eventually, the same mind that once wanted to quit becomes the reason you succeed. That's why quitting is so dangerous. Because quitting doesn't just kill the goal, it trains the person. So never quit halfway. Never betray your own potential because progress feels slow. Never let temporary pain convince you to build a permanent pattern of surrender. Because every time you go all in, you are doing more than chasing success. You are rewriting who you become.